There are over 70 million people in the world today who have been forced to leave their homes because of violence, persecution, and war. Now is a time for solidarity and compassion, not a time to close our minds, our hearts, or our borders. We must stand together as one global community against the same intolerance and fear that drove so many people to flee their homes in the first place. I have experienced firsthand a refugee camp in Jenin in South Sudan. I could see a sea of white huts, handmade, by polythene sheets that had been given out. I could smell the fact that there was no sanitation, proper sanitation in this refugee camp. I was told there was almost 60,000 people, 60,000 people living in this one camp. I remember when I came home in between my missions as a humanitarian, and I went to see Madonna in Slane, where there were 60,000 people watching her perform. And I remember that figure because when I used to talk to people about experience in the camp, that's what I used. So how can you imagine what 60,000 people look like? It was a concert, a massive, massive concert. I was welcomed into the camp initially. I worked for the United Nations at that time for the World Food Programme, and I was going in with a team to do a food assessment and food security. But within maybe 10-15 minutes, I felt extremely uncomfortable. These individuals had so little. The clothes on their back, and they had to flee their homes to stay alive. A refugee does not decide on a whim to leave everything and go for the sake of it. They do it to survive. They do it to live. They do it for opportunities for their children to live. It isn't for fun. If, when you're listening to this, you hear a siren, or you hear gunfire in the air, and you have 5 minutes to gather yourself and your family up and lift what you can, carry what you can, and walk out of your house and never see it again. And you walk with what you happen to have on your feet. And you walk with what you happen to have on your body at that time. And you walk. And you walk. And you walk. Until you reach somewhere that is safe. And you rest. And you get up and you walk. Until you find somewhere safe. and sadly, for millions of people around the world, that is in a refugee camp. Now, I did a 7-day ration challenge last year for Concern Worldwide, and I lived off the foods that refugees in camps in Jordan are given, all dried foods. On average, 1,200 calories, half of what a female is supposed to eat on a daily basis. Cream, bland, soft food. No meat, no fresh vegetables, no colour, no taste. And it was damn hard. I had headaches from day 2. My eyes were sore. I couldn't function. But I lived in my house with running water, with heat, with electricity, with safety, with a toilet, with a shower, and no one chasing me, or no one following me, and not fleeing my country to live, to stay alive. Just for a moment, put yourself in the shoes of a refugee. Here in Belfast in Ireland, there are many refugees that come here. Isn't it wonderful they chose this city to come to? They come here so they can stay alive. They come here to contribute to society. They come here to befriend us Belfast ones. They come here to add value, to add colour, to add culture, to add religion, to add customs, to add perspective. So maybe the next time when you see someone who is possibly a refugee, has had to flee to stay alive, you will remember this. And once again, put yourself in their shoes. They've left their country to seek a new life to live. Let's celebrate Refugee Awareness Week, individually and collectively. Thank you.